Russian experts examined video materials presented by the MH17 Joint Investigation Team and found evidence of falsifications in key videos that illustrate the movements of the Buk launcher on Ukrainian soil. We will show you the most obvious inconsistencies. Artists have known about linear perspective since the 14th century. According to this principle, all parallel lines converge in a single vanishing point on the horizon line. In order to examine the linear perspective system in the frames that don't show the Buk launcher, let's draw reference lines on horizontal elements of the buildings parallel to each other and visually parallel to the elements of the road. All reference lines converge in a single vanishing point on the horizon line. This follows the linear perspective rule. When we draw these lines in the frames showing the Buk launcher on the tow truck, we get multiple convergence points, different from the convergence point of the road elements. They have a different location and horizon line. This proves that this video fragment was falsified. They used a dash cam video from a passing car as the main frame and added the tow truck and the image of the Buk launcher that was shot elsewhere and in different conditions. The video shows one of the sections of Avtotransportnaya Street in Makeyevka. This is where the vehicle with the dashcam was supposedly moving on July 17, 2014, filming the area and all objects in its range. Linear perspective in this video shows that in all the frames without the tow truck and Buk launcher, all reference lines converge in a single vanishing point. The same algorithm was used to examine the frames with the Buk launcher on the tow truck. Analysis shows several convergence points. It means that the tow truck and Buk launcher were added to the frame showing this section of the road when the video was edited. In this episode, there is evidence of falsification because lighting changes. The passenger car and tow truck images transporting the Buk launcher had direct sunlight mostly on their right side. But the tow truck's cab has a section that is lit just as much or even more as the cab's front part when the cab is in the shadow. This goes against the rectilinear propagation of light principle. According to it, this section was supposed to be half in shadow the whole time compared to the front part of the cab. There are also significant discrepancies in the clarity of details of different objects shot in the same conditions. Initially, the details of the Buk launcher and tow truck ramp are not very clear. But as it gets closer to the dash cam, the ramp details become clear, unlike the details of the Buk launcher. This also proves that this video has been edited. When this video was edited, the Buk shot was exported from a video with less clarity, while the tow truck shot was exported from a clearer video. Let's look at this animation supposedly illustrating the fact that the Buk launcher was in Snezhnaya, the next region, on July 17, 2014. According to the commentary, the Buk launcher was unloaded from the tow truck in Snezhnaya and continued on its own down one of the town streets. When analysing the footage, we see that during this whole time the Buk launcher is going in reverse. It is shown in the animation. This is where the crew's lookout hatches are located. And this is how the self-propelled system moves on its own. We see that in this image that is supposed to prove that this event happened at this exact location, the Buk launcher is moving from Snezhnaya to Pervomayskaya in reverse. The self-propelled Buk systems don't have rear-view mirrors and can only move in reverse when directed by a controller. It can also move with the launcher rotated 180 degrees, but in that case it would look different, not like what we see in this shot. The episode showing the Buk launcher moving in Lugansk also has evidence of multiple falsifications. The illusion of camera movement and changes in focal length was achieved by animation of a static shot. We see that leaves, trees and bushes don't move at all. The right ramp on the tow truck is turned counterclockwise at a significant angle to the left ramp, which would make attaching it to the tow truck impossible. During the whole fragment showing the Buk launcher's movements, we see an unnatural angle of the tow truck cab. If we juxtapose it to the road and the back section of the Buk launcher that is parallel to the road, We don't see the tow truck's roof, which means that the tow truck's cab was shot at the roof level or lower. But it would have been impossible to film this missile from that point, and we clearly see it in the image. These examples showing discrepancies in the shots of the area, book launcher, missile and the tow truck, as well as some other inconsistencies, prove that they were made as static images in different conditions, then edited and animated to fabricate this video. Using this unsophisticated editing technique, you can drive anything down the street, not just a book missile launcher, but an Abrams battle tank, for example. Documents and expert assessments presented here give a much better idea about the MH17 crash in Donbass. This is conclusive evidence that Ukraine was not just involved in this tragedy, but it also manipulated the international investigation.